Hans Zimmer did the score, and he kind of did it as a favor.
Somebody had said, would I please go and talk to God? You know, I know a lot of young composers. And we just started having this chat, and, you know, supposed to last for 20 minutes, and 3 hours later, when I got great ideas for the movie, you know, so he said, well, why don't you just do it? So I thought, who got me into this other than Gore? So he shall suffer for this. So I wrote it for Gore playing funky guitar, my friend Heitor Pereira, who is actually an amazing guitarist who had to go and play bass, Jimmy Levine, who is one of the great sort of gospel organ players, he got to play a real Fender Rhodes, and my friend Ryland Allison playing drums. And we just set up in my room. We didn't go to a studio, we just set up in the room, and we would just project the picture up against the wall. And I really carefully mapped everything out, and everything was really written. And then I would just at night, we'd do this at night and, you know, into the early hours of the morning. We just sit there and play up against it. So even though the whole thing feels like it's improvised, it's actually really tightly scored.
I had sent him some bits of music of different things I had liked, and I was feeling this. For winter, I was almost feeling this kind of reggae vibe that really isn't something you think about when you think about winter, but it kind of had a nice cross current. And I you know, was really thinking about Fender Rhodes, just in isolation. And I called Hans and I gave him those two thoughts, and that was it.
Neither of which overtly have anything to do with people in Chicago and what the story is. But I mean, that's the whole point, isn't it? I mean, the music is supposed to do what you can't elegantly say in words or show in pictures. I mean, we are that other thing, you know. And I just wrote this long stream of consciousness thing, you know, stream of consciousness, but being German and a perfectionist, it was all like, you know, I had thought about every note during my stream of consciousness. And it became a sort of the template for the whole thing, you know, and I sent it to him to Chicago, I think before he started shooting.
He sent me like a 7-minute piece of music, which is really the basis for the entire score.
I got this terrible habit of always saying to the director, I don't want to read the script, tell me the story, because then I know what's in his head, you know, where we're going with this thing. I kept saying to Gore, send me photos. So he sent me like a photo of a clock on the hospital wall, you know, stuff like that. You know, I'd go, oh, I know how to write that. You know, show me what colors you guys are going to be in. What's the lighting going to be like in this movie? Oh, I know how to make that sound. I know how to be complementary to this style.
There we go.
Anything else?
No.
Every composer has 12 notes. Everybody has 12 notes. Those are the 12 notes that exist on the keyboard. If you know what the movie is about, you find the right combination of those, and it's only those that will work for this image. And you can't justify it. There's no science that justifies it. It's just how you feel it in your gut. You know, and they're hard-earned. I mean, I remember, you know, sitting there for a while trying to write those, trying to find those notes that would go with that photo of the clock on the hospital wall. There are many ways to collaborate, I suppose. You can collaborate by talking about things, or you can collaborate by, you know, here is my work, here's the piece of music, you know. Now let's see how it informs and influences, you know, the rest of your process.
You know, finding that, I think, and having that collaboration with a composer is really essential.
It's sort of personally important that I get to work with Gore on stuff like this. You know, which I just think it's important movie making. There's a lightness about the way he does things. You know, you can't quite catch him at being profound. You know, but he is. You know, and it's great.